Let's see what happens here. Setting up your webinar for Facebook. All right, where is it? Okay, let's see if we're live. Okay, I think we're live. We are live, Shelley.
All right. Hey there, everyone.
Hey. All right. Hey. Good to see everybody here tonight. Sorry for the couple little technical difficulties getting started here, but we're a couple minutes behind, but that's okay. I'm glad everybody could join us this evening to learn about Hempworx and the Hempworx Opportunity. We think we've got some really exciting stuff for you, and I have Shelley Levi with me this evening, who is a 5K affiliate with Hempworx, and she's one of our up-and-coming rock stars. Actually, last month, Shelley was number 15 on the leaderboard for August, having shared it with, I think it was 43 customers and affiliates. So awesome job, Shelley. And so she's got a wealth of information to share with us this evening about the CBD products that Hempworx offers, and just doing a little bit of house technical stuff here first. So tonight's promo, and let me just put this up here so I can see what I'm doing here. I'm going to put it up on this screen. Okay, so tonight, if you're a guest here tonight, we're giving away $200 or a $200 and a basically a director pack plus your affiliate fee. So, and all you have to do is put the name of a rep that invited you here this evening, and put that in the comments section below. And also, if you share this video this evening, you'll be given an extra entry and another entry for sharing the video. So an opportunity to either win $200 cash or $200 director pack and your affiliate fee paid. So exciting stuff. And tune into the live till the end so that you can hear who the winners are. Okay. Now, my name is David Gruning, and I'm a 100K affiliate with Hempworx. Got started in August of last year, so it's just finished up a year, and some really exciting things and growth have happened, and we're looking forward to sharing with you this evening our thoughts on Hempworx, and to see whether it's a match for you and what you may be looking for in this industry, and the folks who put you on this call this evening to see what they're up to as well. So give you a little bit of background on myself. I have been in the networking industry in the past. Actually, in the 90s, I was a corporate vice president with 4 international networking companies. So 20 years ago, I helped run companies like this, but I've been out of the industry for 20 years. Moved on to some other things. But when I saw that CBD cannabis was getting into the mainstream and that was becoming a household name, and then was able to discover Hempworx, I couldn't not get into this opportunity. And the results have spoken for themselves. We see where we're growing and how fast we're growing. Hempworx has already become over $100 million brand within its first year, and probably the biggest in the industry right now in the networking space. And you're going to learn tonight why this is the opportunity you probably want to be involved with if you're going to be involved in CBD, cannabis, if you want to be in that space. And I'm going to share some of my insights and why I chose Hempworx a bit later on. But I've been a student of the industry over the last 20 years and have continued to keep an eye on it. But everything just pretty much seemed the same. It was that there were a lot of great products out there, but there were a lot of people competing for that same space. There were a lot of, skincare, nutrition lines, all sorts of things with some great product. But again, hundreds of competing networking companies looking for the same people to join their business and share their product and use their product. How would you like to be in a space that's brand new, that's just launching, that's coming in the mainstream that nobody's been involved in before. And you can be one of the first in an opportunity in a networking company that is growing by leaps and bounds and has all the systems in place. We're going to talk about some of that. And I'm going to share that. So I will say that, every once in a while, there's a shift in perception that happens in society. And that is a movement that's bigger than any particular company itself. Things that happen over time. And depending on, how old you are, you may be able to recollect some of these things. But in the 70s, prior to the 70s, there were not a lot of people out jogging. Jogging kind of came around in the 70s. People started jogging. And there were a couple of companies that were positioned well to take advantage of that. Two of those companies were Nike and Adidas. And they were at the right place at the right time when a new movement was taking off, and they had the ability to take advantage of that and grow with it and become monsters in the industry, become leaders in that industry. How about the oil embargo in the 70s? That was unexpected. And again, you have to be a little bit older to remember that. But prior to that, everybody had huge cars. All the American cars were huge, big V8 engines. And there were some small companies out, Japanese companies, European companies like Toyota and Honda and Volkswagen. These were companies that made small little economy cars. And some people bought them if they were, conscious, or they wanted to save money on gas, or they were environmentally friendly, but it was not a big market share at all. Everybody was buying, big Fords and Lincolns and General Motors cars and, all the big American cars. And then the oil embargo happened, and everybody had to reassess how they were living their lives and what they were doing and what they were driving. Well, these companies were positioned, Toyota, Honda, Datsun, which became Nissan, Volkswagen, companies like that are now today the biggest companies in the automobile industry, because they were at the right time, right place, right time for a movement that was happening. So, if you think about medical marijuana, you think about cannabis, you think about CBD, what's been going on the last few years? Countries are starting to legalize medical marijuana. They're legalizing recreational marijuana. I know here, I'm in Toronto, this month we have recreational being legalized, in October. And, so country by country, this is becoming mainstream. When you see things like this, and here's an example, Time magazine is doing a special edition on cannabis going mainstream, medical marijuana, things like that, CBD going mainstream. If they're going to spend their time and energy publishing those magazines, they know that there's an interest. So you don't have to create an interest here. And that's what we're happy to share with you tonight. You're going to see sometimes you just have to be at the right place at the right time and take advantage of something that's happening. And that is the cannabis industry today. It is probably the hottest product on the planet right now. Everybody trying to get into it, nobody knowing how to get into it, but how can the average person participate in this industry and benefit from it? And that's what we're going to show you tonight. We're going to show you how you can get involved with us, for a few $100s, and you're in business in the cannabis industry, marketing the largest brand in CBD, over $100 million brand, with all the systems and everything worked out for you, all your tools, and for $20 in a product purchase, you are in the cannabis business now, CBD oil. So exciting things. If you think of what happened just recently, there were marches on Washington, there's National 420 Day. So if you have any doubt whether this is going mainstream, it is, and you just see what's happening in the space. I think it was last week or a few days ago, there was an article out, Coca-Cola being interested in figuring out how to infuse their drinks, or some of their drinks, or create a line with CBD in it. So interesting stuff. Corona beer, also with, I think it's Aurora or Canopy Growth. I think Canopy Growth, that they're getting involved in that, have taken a partnership role in that and trying to incorporate that into their beverage line as well. So make no mistake, this is big business. It's moving forward. You can hop on the train and be part of it, or you can just watch it and say, a few years from now, goes, hey, you know what? I actually could have gotten involved in that thing. So just imagine you were somewhere at the beginning of Amazon or eBay, some of the monsters in the industry of new movements that people said would never happen. Well, this is the opportunity tonight that you may want to take a look at this and say, hey, I could see myself doing that. And there's a whole load of people there that are willing to help me do this and work with me and take me by the hand and show me how to do this. So that's what we're here to show you tonight. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to pass it over to Shelley, and she's going to talk a little bit about our product line and our products and what it's done for her as well, and what it's doing for people every day. So that's really exciting stuff because people are getting results that are amazing, and that's creating what I'm going to call an emotional charge. This product, and I'll explain later how that's going to fit into this this scenario in your business. Okay, so Shelley, feel free, take it over. Shelley Levi.
Hey, thanks so much for having me on, David. It's an honor to be here with you. But anyway, I wanted to kind of share a little bit more about myself and a little bit of my background and how I kind of came across CBD oil and what it's done for me. I am 50 years old. I've reached a new, I should say, high point in my life. And I live here in Arizona with my husband and 2 stepkids. And I've got 2 of my own adult children back in Minnesota. I've been in the fitness industry now for about 22 years as a group fitness instructor, a personal trainer, a nutrition specialist, and an online health and fitness coach. And I would have to say, it was about 10 years ago that even though I've been in this industry for, I guess you could say, a significant amount of time, and I felt like I was doing everything right, my body was shutting down on me and things were getting worse. I was in pain, digestive issues, you name it, everything. It was just coming to a forefront, and there was not a day going by where I wasn't completely miserable. It was at that point about 10 years ago where I was diagnosed with autoimmune diseases. And that was kind of the opening of me realizing how much more goes into health than I really realized. Like I said, I was that person. I was working out. I thought I was eating right. I thought I was doing all the right things, but my body just wasn't working. So I dove in to learn as much as I could about those autoimmune diseases. I have celiac, fibromyalgia, and I have a rare condition where I go between Hashimoto's and Graves'. So it kind of keeps me on a yo-yo. But one of the biggest things that I learned about autoimmune disease is in a good portion of those people that suffer from autoimmune, there is a condition known as leaky gut. And your gut is where you house about 80% of your immunity, your immune system. And if that gut is not working, your body cannot work, and things just keep spiraling out of control, and things just keep getting worse and worse and worse. And guess what? No amount of medications are going to make it better. No amount, because if you don't heal that leaky gut, it is not going to get better. And those were things that I kind of dove into and tried to learn as I tried to approach these diseases as natural as possible, and making dietary changes, maybe some supplemental changes, changing some of the way I worked out to bring less stress onto my body. And even though I was doing all the things that was helping me manage these autoimmune diseases, I still found myself in a situation this last spring, it was about February, probably mid-January, February, where I came across a couple traumatic experiences. And those traumatic experiences it was losing a loved one, a girlfriend, to cancer. And it was my dad was going through some serious health issues that led to an amputation of a leg, and we weren't quite sure if he was going to be able to make it through the surgery. And there was a few other things going on. And you know, how often are a lot of us dealing with life, high stress situations, and the body does not do well with stress. And actually a lot of disease can be manifested from stress. And that's exactly what happened to me. My fibromyalgia had a complete flare. It was probably the worst flare I ever experienced. It's as a group fitness instructor, that's not good because you can't teach your classes. You can't do your workouts. And I found myself in a situation that I have never been before, because I've always been able to kind of work through these things, and I was not able to work through it. I was in so much pain from head to toe. I couldn't sleep. There was like virtually maybe 2 hours of sleep I was getting. I was almost in tears, crying. And I'm that person, I'm not going to go with the pharmaceuticals. I don't want to go on Lyrica that has numerous side effects and effects on the brain. And I wasn't going to submit myself to that or go to any of your addictive pain meds and opioids. I wanted to avoid those routes. And so I started searching for other options. And that's when I came across CBD oil. And it was actually a friend who posted on Facebook about her fibromyalgia. And if anyone has tried using CBD oil to help manage the fibromyalgia. So if you're a person who's thinking your posts, people aren't watching or looking those posts on Facebook, I'm one of those people that stopped and I read every single comment in that post, because I wanted to see what people were saying, because I was that person. I was at my wit's end with my fibromyalgia. I didn't know what to do. And I was searching for something to help me. And so I read through those comments to see what other people were saying. And I was amazed at something like this, of people actually getting relief as with something as simple as the CBD oil, but I still didn't know anything about it. And so I'm that research nerd. So I started diving in, and I watched a documentary on Netflix, and I went in and I Googled different things about side effects with CBD, and CBD and fibromyalgia, CBD and celiac, CBD and Hashimoto's. I started researching all the different information that revolved around the CBD oil to see if this is something that truly could help me in a safe manner, in a natural manner. And I decided to dive in and give this a try. With that said, though, what I did not research is I did not research the companies. Mistake number one. I did not research the companies. So my first oil that I tried, I learned very quickly that it was not a good quality CBD oil, and therefore you may not necessarily get some of the results you might be searching for. So after having a further discussion, I learned some key things you need to pay attention to. And these key things that I'm going to mention to you right now were all key things that were in Hempworx. They hit all these marks. First one, it was grown in the United States, and it was grown following regulations, under proper regulations. Number two, it's organic. It's completely organic. To me, it's like, why would you go and get something that has chemicals and pesticides and additives in it when that's exactly what you're trying to get rid of out of the body? Number three that you're wanting to look for is to make sure it doesn't have any extra stuff in it. You really only need 2, maybe 3 ingredients. So the ingredients obviously is the cannabinoids that you want to look for on the ingredient label. And then you want a carrier oil. And in our case with the Hempworx, we use the hemp seed oil as a carrier oil. And then in some cases, you might see a flavoring, and we use a mint extract. If there is anything else on that label, put it back on the shelf or disregard it or move on to the next thing, because anything else in there is unnecessary, and it's only going to dilute the concentration of that oil. So it's unnecessary. The other thing you want to make sure that you are looking for is a CO2 extraction. That was something I didn't pay attention to. And I found out later on that some companies use butane or an ethanol to extract, which are poisons. So again, why would you take the risk of having something like that enter the body? So you want to make sure they're using a CO2 extraction. And the final thing is third-party testing labs. Now, this is a big, big one, because you will find, I mean, like David said, this is a movement taking place. And when there's a movement, people are going to jump on that train, and they want to try to maximize that profit margin as much as possible. So you're going to have companies out there that are going to lead with integrity and a quality of product, and they're going to be producing things that what they say is in the bottle is in there. And then you're going to have companies over here that are going to be diluting their product. They're going to be cutting corners. They're going to be using not so great ways to extract their product because it's cheaper. And those are the things I caution you on when looking for some of those products on the CBD. And one thing that drew me to the Hempworx is they had a third-party testing lab. So what's in there is in there. And they've got the documentation and the verification to prove that. So these are key things that met after, like I said, after I talked with someone who had more knowledge about this, because I didn't really know. I didn't know what this was about. And so I needed to educate myself. And so I went to a person that I knew had more information. And that's what she said. You need this, check, check, check. Make sure the brands hit all these checkpoints. Hempworx hit it. And you want to know what was even better is they not only did they hit all these check marks, they had a price point that was affordable. There was another brand out there that I looked at that was twice as expensive as the Hempworx. And I did try that one. And guess what? Not only was it twice as expensive, I had to take more of it to get the relief that I got from Hempworx. So to me, it was like, not only was I spending twice as the money, I was even having to take more than I really, needed to take with the Hempworx product to get the same relief. So the value of what you were getting to me was, over the top. It was just, it just met those guidelines. Now, when I just started to use the CBD oil, just, something to keep in mind here, especially when you're dealing with health ailments or issues or limitations where you've been dealing with this for a significant amount of time. This isn't going to correct overnight. It's not going to make you heal overnight. It's going to take some time for the CBD oil to get into the system and to build and start cutting down that inflammation, breaking it up and getting it flushed out of the body. And then what you're going to start to see happening is when we start to see this inflammation dissipate from the body, people are able to start to move again because they're not in pain. People are able to start to think clearly again. People are able to start to interact with their kids, and they're able to have deeper, meaningful relationships because they're not feeling like crap day in and day out. I mean, seriously, how happy can a person be? How much, of a face can you put on, when you're feeling like crap every single day? It only goes so far. And I think we all know that when you're struggling every single day, that rolls into your relationships with your spouse and with your kids and with your work, with your friends. Your quality of life is just, it sucks. And there's something like this that can really go in and start really helping you get that quality of life back. And I wasn't sure if that was going to be possible. But after a couple weeks, I started to go to 4 hours of sleep. And then a couple more weeks later, I was up to 6 hours of sleep. And then a few more weeks later, I'm up to 7 hours a week. And if you're a person that suffered from fibromyalgia pain before, it how do I describe this? It's a burning, stabbing, piercing. It's this pain that just encompasses everything, and the body's tight, and it just won't let go. And for the first time, I was able to go through the night without being woken up by pain. I was able to get through my day without it being dictated by pain. And I'm gonna come clean here and let you guys know, I was that person that abused ibuprofen and Aleve. Because remember, I said earlier, I wasn't gonna do the pharmaceuticals. But the other thing I was doing, I was trying to use ibuprofen and Aleve to manage it, and it wasn't working. And if you're aware, I mean, even me as a fitness instructor in the health, in the health industry as well, I know that ibuprofen and Aleve are one of the worst things, especially if you're taking it on a daily basis. The worst things you can do for your digestive system, one of the worst things you can do for your liver. But I didn't know what else there was. Now I finally had a solution. And since I've been using the CBD, now I'm going on about 7 months now, I think I've only used ibuprofen 4 times.
Wow.
That's it.
Amazing.
This is coming from a daily user of that. Obviously, again, your body can't work like it should. And now I'm only had to use it 4 times. I can manage my pain. I'm able to function at a higher quality of life now again. And to me, that speaks volumes of what it's been able to do. I also have a daughter that's 23, going to be 24 here. She has my same autoimmune diseases. They wanted to put her on prescription opioids. And I'm like, no, my daughter's 23. You're not doing that. We started having her use CBD oil, and she has not had to use any of her pain meds or anything that they have given her. She's been able to manage her autoimmune with this as well. And as a mom, I can't tell you how much that just fills my heart, because you don't want to see your children suffering. I can deal with it. I can probably, toughen up and kind of manage to kind of get through it. But it's really hard, I think, for mom and dads to see your kids suffering and to know that this has been able to deliver her a higher quality of life. Like I said, I have no words. So, of course, it was a no-brainer then for me to dive in and share what this could do for so many people. My main mission from the time that I was diagnosed with autoimmune disease was to help as many people as possible who suffer from the similar things that I deal with, and to help them heal from the inside out. Like, I want them to heal, because you can't do your workouts if you're in pain. You can't eat healthy if your digestive system isn't cooperating with you. There's so many things you just can't do if you've got the brain fog going, and you can't think clear, and you can't even get out of bed because you're depressed. Right. So knowing what this has been able to do for me and my daughter, it's a no-brainer for me to dive in and share this with so many of the people that I know that deal with a lot of these similar things. Now, I wanted to kind of share a little bit more about some of the different products that we have, because there are different things that you can use depending on what you're dealing with, or some of the health issues that you've got going on. I started off with the THC-free CBD oil. I was that person that was a little nervous about going with the full spectrum, again, because I wasn't sure. I didn't know enough about it. But from what I could read, I saw it was helping. So I started off with the THC-free, meaning that has all the it has the cannabinoids in there, the CBD in there, to help with, getting that body to return to homeostasis, but with 0 THC. So, which is the THC is what has the psychoactive effect with the brain. It's different. It's not the marijuana. It doesn't have that amount in there by any means, because this is coming from the hemp plant. But we have an oil that has zero, absolutely nothing in there. So if you're that person that really isn't quite sure that you want to go or tap into the THC route, well, you go with the THC-free CBD oil. Now, with that said, we also offer our full spectrum. The full spectrum, this CBD oil has an array of other cannabinoids in there. So that was something I learned. CBD is just one of the cannabinoids. You've got many other cannabinoids that are in the hemp plant. There's CBC, there's CBA, I think. There's quite a few of them. And when you go with the full spectrum, you are getting all those cannabinoids, meaning when you've got all of those things working together, they can go in and they can actually fight and do their job even better. And so I decided then to try the full spectrum just to see what the difference was between the two myself personally. And this is what I learned for myself personally is when I used the full spectrum, I felt like it went into my body and started working quicker. I felt like it lasted longer. And because of that, I didn't need to use as much as well. So to me, I felt like for the money, I got more for my money because it actually did its job better than the THC free. And in the full spectrum, it's 0.03% THC that's in there. It is so minute, it barely even shows up on any test. But I do have to let you know, there could be a chance it shows up on a test. So those are just some things you need to be aware of if you're in a job position where they do drug testing. You will want then the THC free, and you still are going to get the benefits from it. Like I said, that's where I started. That's where I started with it, was with the THC free. And I got all the relief I talked about from the THC free. The full spectrum just worked better for me, just worked better. So then we go into, we've got some topicals. We've got a relief cream, and the relief cream I've used for like a couple specific spots that I feel like my fibromyalgia tends to be worse. I know it's helped people with the eczema and skin things that are manifesting on the top of the skin. But if you've got more things going on that are pain related, you want to attack that from the inside. So the pain relief is good. My dad, he has really a lot of arthritis that's developing in his hands. So by him doing the oil internally and then rubbing the relief cream on his hands, he's been able to get more mobility with his hands and less pain, so he can even just hold utensils. So we've been able to see those improvements with him. The other products that we have on hand is our Renew and Revive. And these are basically kind of goes into the topical creams for like facial and tap into more of the anti-aging. And I think I said earlier, I'm 50. So I am going to be all over that because I want to, hold on to my youth as much as possible here and kind of fight this aging process. So the Renew and the Revive work into really helping with that anti-aging process when it comes to the skincare aspect. And then we also tap into the pet.
Right.
We've got some pet treats, little dog treats, and we've got a lower dosage of the CBD oil that are for pets as well. And this came into play. We have a dog. Yes. Yep. The 250. My daughter has a dog that deals with anxiety and allergies. So that has come in handy, and she was spending a lot of money every month on a prescription for her dog to deal with those things. And the CBD oil just work like that. So I know people have used it for their dogs with anxiety. July 4th, I had quite a few people that purchased the dog treats or the oil for their dogs for July 4th because of the effects of the loud noises and what that can do for some of the pets. So that was been a huge game changer, I know, for some people with their animals. So those are just a few of the things that we offer currently right now. And we've got a few more really awesome things that are coming to be launched here in the next month. So we're pretty excited to see what else we're going to be able to bring to the table to the general public here and really be able to tap into more people's needs and personalize to, you know, their health and what it can do for them.
Wow.
So, all right.
That's awesome. Awesome, Shelley. Thank you so much. Awesome testimonial for you and your family and your pets. And the dog treats and the dog oil are amazing products. I mean, you know, we've got Christmas and New Year's coming up. So every dog has a little stocking stuffer on the mantle or under the tree. So, you know, bacon flavored CBD oil is an awesome gift for your fur babies. And they love it. And you know what? New Year's Eve, you've got fireworks coming along. So, you know, all these things freak dogs out. And I tell you, when they start taking CBD, they just chill out. They're not phased. So a lot of people have great testimonials on the CBD oil and their pets. One other thing that is amazing with our product line, and I don't think any other networking company offers this, you know, and that just goes to show how much we stand behind our product. We actually have a 30-day empty bottle money back guarantee.
I forgot to say that.
That's okay.
Yes, we do
so
that.
If somebody, you know, what does somebody have to lose? Aside from what may be bothering them, you know, if they can get some relief and they have no risk whatsoever, I mean, that is an amazing offer, an empty bottle money back guarantee. So use it. And if for some reason it's not working for you, you can send it back and Hempworx will send you your money back. I mean, how much better can it get than that? But that is also a testament to their belief in the quality of this product and what it's prepared and what it will do for people by giving them relief. I will say, you know, as far as a health disclaimer here, we're not physicians, we're not doctors, so we're not giving medical advice. If you have particular issues, you may want to consult with your physician and see what their thoughts are about taking CBD oil with that. But again, you know, we're not diagnosing or anything. We basically have a food supplement here that seems to give people and does give people some amazing relief for different situations. And as Shelley said, if it helps with your homeostasis and bring you in alignment, then obviously everything else falls into place as well. So definitely just wanted to touch on that. If you are a guest here tonight, in the comment section, put the name of your sponsor, the person who's invited you to get an entry into the draw for $200 or a free director pack and an affiliate sign up. And if you share this video, you will get a second entry into that as well. So that's really cool. We're going to move forward a little bit and just talk briefly about the opportunity in Hempworx, and then we're going to be done. We'll let you go. But I just want to make an income disclaimer before we do that, because we may talk about a little bit of income. So as far as earning disclaimers, there are no guarantees regarding the income from My Daily Choice Hempworx Opportunity. The success or failure of each affiliate, like in any other business, depends on each affiliate's skill set, personal effort. Earning levels for independent affiliates are examples and should be construed as typical or average. Income level achievements are dependent upon the individual affiliate's business skills, personal ambition, time, commitment, activity, and demographic factors. We don't all work the same way with the same tools and the same support system. So obviously, you know, if you don't want to be typical, then don't be typical and dig in. But I'm going to explain why you really want to jump on and get involved with us and take advantage of this, what I consider a once in a lifetime opportunity, basically the perfect storm here, because we have a situation, you know, and you talk about people who are ailing, and Shelley talked a couple times about being 50, and I'm in the same ballpark, that we have the largest shift in demographic history that's happening right now, and that is baby boomers, and they're all moving into old age. You know, the last baby boomers were born in 1964, and it's the largest demographic shift in history, and they're going into old age, and they're not going quietly, and they are not happy with their current situation. They're not happy with the solutions that are being provided to them by the establishment, and they're looking for alternatives. and they're not afraid of a little bit of marijuana or cannabis or CBD. You know, a lot of them grew up in the hippie era, and that was pretty commonplace. So, you know, you have a whole market there that's never happened before. You know, so you have all those folks moving over. Every time you turn on the TV, look at a magazine. I showed you that magazine from Time Magazine here, this one right here, and there, you know, there's all sorts of them. You look on the newsstand, you'll probably find 5 or 10 all at once talking about medical marijuana or CBD or cannabis. How about CNN doing exposés, like Sanjay Gupta doing weeds and doing documentaries on that girl Charlotte who took CBD and it helped her with her seizures and things like that. So it's not us telling people how great this product is. People are already aware of that. Just like Shelley said, she already took CBD before she found Hempworx. You know, I was in a situation, I'm not going to tell my story, but we were doing research on CBD and looking into different CBDs a year before I'd even heard the name Hempworx. You know, so it is mainstream. Dateline did an episode on it a little while ago, a couple of months ago, on the radio all the time. I was driving into town the other day, and there was an article on CBD or a talk show about it. Magazines, newspapers. It is all the buzz. It is a sizzle product. It's on the tip of everybody's tongue. It is the hottest product on the planet right now. Anything in this space, and you have an opportunity for virtually negligible amount to actually be in this industry, actually represent one of the best companies in this space, probably one of the premier products, and the only one that offers a 30-day empty bottle money back guarantee. Unheard of. People have nothing to lose by trying us, and that's why we have multiples more customers than we do affiliates. This is not a buyer's club of affiliates. This is customers getting relief, using the product, reordering. So, you know, you talk about having a network. I'm going to talk a little bit with my former, you know, network marketing hat on as being a corporate vice president with a networking company or a number of them. If you're going to have a network product and you want to represent a network product, you want a product that is emotionally charged. And what does that mean? Emotionally charged. When somebody has used that product and gotten the benefit from that product, emotionally charged means they're attached to it. They have a personal relationship with that product that is going to be very difficult to break and very difficult to take them somewhere else because they've gotten benefit. I think Shelley will attest, if she's gotten the most benefit from the Hempworx product, I doubt she's going to be trying other CBD oils right now. There's no reason to. She's found the best and it's giving her results, okay? And it also means that month after month, I don't think she will be without it. You know, people will continue to reorder. So emotionally charged product. I mean, there are a lot of great products in the networking space, you know, there are, but you know, the latest color in eyeshadow or lipstick or the latest flavor in a protein shake or the latest vitamin that you have to educate people on what it is not going to create that emotional charge that will lock people into you and your product. And if you're building a networking team and a networking, what we like to call a hempire, you want an emotionally charged product that people are actually getting real results from. And that's what we have. Consumption is really important because how do you create a residual income if people buy your product once? You need a product that is consumed, that is gone, that is empty, that is reordered month after month after month. Because if you commit the time and energy to dive into our business and learn the business and take the training and work with the people and build the team, you want to know that you're going to benefit from that year after year. And you know, as one of the affiliates said, you have the ability to create generational wealth for your family with a solid company. And that's what you can do with Hempworx. Shelley alluded to us coming out with more products at our convention next month, and there'll be some great things happening, things that have never been seen in this space, and we're going to be the first ones to release that. So again, more amazing things happening. Let me touch on one other thing, price and affordability. If you are going to build a networking business and you want to build a team or of customers and affiliates, you better have something people can afford and that's not going to hurt them and could actually be something that replaces an expense that they currently have. Well, how about a product that's $69? You know, our 500 CBD oil is $69 retail. That's the price of a tank of gas. That's the price of a meal out. That is a lot less than a pair of Nikes. You know what I mean? So again, in everybody's affordability range. And on top of that, empty bottle money back guarantee. So really try it, you have nothing to lose. So you need a product if you're going to build a networking empire that is affordable for people. If it costs thousands of dollars, guess what? You're not going anywhere with that company, with that product, because it's not designed for mass appeal and for the masses. Okay, and that's what a product that's under $100 does for people. And you will build a huge business with that type of product. Okay, affordability, it's key. How about systems? Systems are important, right? You need duplicatable systems. Things like this webinar tonight, where if you're new to our business, you can get started tomorrow and put somebody on the next live webinar, either offered by your team, your upline, or larger group webinars like this, where people like Shelley and myself are here, and we're prepared to do the work for you. You probably couldn't hire us and pay us to work for you, but we're going to work for free all night long to help you share this opportunity. And why? Because we have shared teams, and we work together as a synergistic group to share this message. This is a movement. This is bigger than just a paycheck. Okay, so training. Hempworx, the moment you start, you have replicated websites in your back office. The second you process an order, you have sites, Hempworx sites that are all coded to you that you can send out to your friends, your family, post, and people can order product online, and you are going to be credited for it. And that is the moment you process and become an affiliate. So amazing. Email campaigns that are done for you by the company. So as you pre-enroll people who are interested in looking at this opportunity, the company will start sending them emails and sharing information and reasons why they may want to get started with you. So again, really important. And we're talking about a side gig or a part-time business you can get started with and maybe turn it into a full-time business, up to you. That you can get started for a few $100s. You can become a director or an executive, spend anywhere from $200 to $600, and you now have product you can sell and make money from right away, and you have websites and everything you need. And there are other ways of getting started, but those would be my recommendations, either director or executive, because that'll give you a little bit to start with. And the moment you sell that product and everybody's looking for it, you've gotten your cash back. Okay, so basically you're net zero business, and you are now in the cannabis business with CBD oil with the largest company in this space in the networking field. Phenomenal, never seen before. Okay, so let me ask you a question. Is it discussion worthy? Discussion worthy is important, because when you show up at Christmas, are all your relatives running away from you, hiding in the basement, going, oh my God, here comes Mary. She's gonna start talking about that nutrition stuff again, or she's gonna start talking about that protein shake or that product that we need to buy off her. Okay, but how about a product that everybody is talking about already? If people are already talking about the product, then it's very easy to open up a discussion, because you are now a resource of information, because once you dive into our training, you're going to know more than they know. So you can start talking about CBD and the benefits and the different types, and whether it's THC free or full spectrum, because you'll know this information. Okay, so discussion worthy product. Again, just turn on the TV, CNN, Dateline programs all the time about cannabis, medical marijuana, CBD oil, every magazine, articles, radio. It is discussion worthy, and people are already talking about it. So there you are, just showing up ready to get involved in that discussion and talk about your product and maybe offer it up. And if they're interested, you can move forward with them. But again, you don't have to chase people down. And that's one of the things I've seen in this business. It's unlike any other networking program you could ever get involved in. People are ranking and achieving ranks in this company at a speed that I've never seen before. Why? Because people are interested in hearing about what they have to talk about. And that is pretty unique. I don't think you're going to come across this again in this space, because I don't think there is any other networking company out there that their product is being promoted by mass media every single day for them. Doesn't exist, except for cannabis, CBD, medical marijuana. Okay, so amazing space to be in, discussion worthy. Timing, basically it doesn't have to be your idea to be successful. You just need to hop on a train that's moving, an idea that's happening, and you need to get involved with the right company at the right time, and just be at the right place at the right time, and you can go along for the ride. Okay, it's like catching the wave, they call it. So when we talk about network marketing, it's a $178 billion industry. The industry, network marketing. Well, the NFL is $9.5 billion. The music industry is $15 billion. The movie industry is $88 billion. Gaming, online gaming, $76 billion. How about natural foods? $90 billion. And network marketing, $178 billion industry. And from that $178 billion, $71 billion is paid out in commissions annually. Okay, that's $6 billion a month, and $200 million a day is paid out in commission in this networking industry. So when people say that little side gig you've got there, it's one of the biggest industries on the planet. And how many people do you know that need to have a side gig or need to make some extra money to pay the bills, right? So huge. And 82% of all females that earn over $100,000 a year are in a networking program. So it is an equal opportunity for anybody. Doesn't matter what your background is, what your color is, where you came from, whether you've been in jail, whether you have a record. Everybody can start in this business, whether you speak the language or any language. We're actually a global company, so you can share around the world. We're actually shipping into Europe, all European countries, the UK, the US. Our spray products are going global. Anywhere on the planet, you can ship those as well. So, you know what? Phenomenal as far as what you might want to get involved with. Okay, so real quick, and we're gonna wrap this up. But when I looked at Hempworx, and again with my corporate hat on, what I saw at that time was a 3-year-old company, which is today over 4 years old. A company that had already worked out all their systems, worked out everything they had to have to be a successful MLM. They were already a multi-million-dollar global MLM company, network marketing company. In other words, they were not a ground floor new launch company. And a lot of people said, hey, get involved in the ground floor opportunity. Typically, when I hear that, I will start running the other direction, because I know that they don't know what they don't know. They haven't figured out all the details yet. They may not have their legals in order. They may not have their merchant accounts in order to process credit cards. They may not have their supply chain in order. They may not have a lot of things in order because they haven't grown to that size yet. And what I saw with Hempworx, which is a part of my daily choice, they were already 3 years old and they had all that worked out. And all you had to do was plug into a successful company with a brand new product line that was a new launch. So how would you like to be in a ground floor opportunity without the risk? And that's what Hempworx is as a part of my daily choice. You can have all the benefit of ground floor without the risk because these folks have figured it out. They've never missed a pay run. They're debt-free, cash-rich. I've actually even seen them 3 times since I've been with them pay early. And I don't think I've ever seen a networking company do that before. So phenomenal things happening there. And as far as comp plan, there are 8 ways we get paid. You get paid fast start bonuses as you retail product. People go to your website and order product. You can earn through 10 levels of fast start. That's paid weekly. So you can get somebody started today and have a paycheck next Thursday, which is paid weekly, right? In direct deposit in their bank account or on a Payoneer credit card. And they can earn week to week and start today. While that's happening in the background, there's a binary paying that is building, and that month after month is accumulating reorders and subsequent orders that is building volume for you. And that was your basically retirement income, and that can pay you a fortune. That will pay up to $1 million a month in income, the binary program. Okay, now you have check matching bonus. So if you start working with people and help them develop a team and nurture them and give them the support, you will start earning, 30% initially down through 10 levels. I think the lowest level is about 5% or 3%, where you'll get a percentage of everything that they earn. So how would you like to bring somebody on the business, show them how to make $5,000 a month, and then you get paid 15 because you did that and supported them, 1,500 that is, right? 30%. So again, check match. I'm not going to go into details on it. You can go through that in the comp plan through the website of the person who invited you here. Exciting stuff. Rank incentive bonuses every time you hit a rank. Shelley's a 5K affiliate. She gets a $500 rank advance cash bonus for maintaining that level for 3 months. As a 100K affiliate, they pay a $10,000 rank advance bonus for maintaining that level for 3 months. And that was a great day when all of a sudden there was an extra $10,000 on my paycheck for that month. Phenomenal income. And that goes all the way up to super affiliate, which is somebody who has $1 million in business volume. And their rank incentive bonus is $100,000. And we have people like that. My sponsor, Barb Miller, her sponsor, Judy Stallings, have achieved that within their first year. So again, phenomenal achievements. And there is, that's rank advance. There's car allowances where you can get paid. Once Shelley gets her $500, the company's going to start paying her $150 a month towards a car bonus or car allowance so she can pay for her car. They'll give it to her in cash so she can either use it or get a car. Once you hit 10K, 25K, it just goes up incrementally. Once you're 50K affiliate, you earn a $1,000 a month car allowance, so which is really cool. And then that transfers into an elite expense account where you'll get $2,000, $5,000, $10,000, and $20,000 a month just as an expense allowance for building your business. There's a global profit sharing as well, a bonus pool where they take 2% of monthly income and share it among those people who are bringing in affiliates and customers. So really nice, but basically you have the ability to build a business in the hottest sector on the planet today with all the support you could possibly imagine, more than you can imagine, is available, and earn an income that will change your life. You know, I mean, I was told that you will not recognize your life a year from now by a very wise person. And guess what? It's true. I think right now, and we did do the income disclaimer. So, you know, I think it took me about 7, 8 months to be earning over 10,000 a month, and that's grown to 20 to 30, and that's on a monthly basis. But you know, it's amazing to see the people in your team earning that as well. I think and I'll tell you, a year ago, I was living paycheck to paycheck, and at the end of the month, there was more month than there was money. I was late on living expenses, condo fees, you know, mortgage, rent, things like that, more than I can imagine. And that was month to month living. That was a year ago. I figured it out the other day. Within 3 weeks of working, I've covered my housing expenses for the entire year with Hempworx now in 3 weeks. That's phenomenal. Like I did 12 months ago. Come on. I mean, I brought in a handful of people, worked with them, and we continue to build and work with people, but it's because the product works and people are getting results. And so many people on the team are achieving these sorts of results. So, you know, can you imagine living like that? So your life can change. It's up to you. Do you want to plug in? Do you want to learn what you need to learn? And do you want to share the hottest product on the planet? So what if, just what if, you could have time and you could have money? Because there are a lot of opportunities out there where you can earn a lot of money, but you have no time. I had a company like that once, and I worked day and night. I had a lot of money, but zero time. And there were times like a year ago where I had a lot of time and zero money. And they're both tough places to be in. But what if you could have both? What if you could have a residual income coming in and some money as well? That's Hempworx. You need to take a look at it, look into it, get information from the person who invited you here. It deserves serious consideration, time to take a look and see what's available. At least do that. So again, I'm going to close off here, and we have let me just announce the winner of last week's $200 or $200 director and affiliate was Shelley Hayter, Hayter. So Shelley, if you're out there, they will message you or message the person that invited you on last week's call to figure out how to get that and what you want to do with that. So Shelley Hayter, Hayter, and Shelley with an EY on the end. And we're going to put that in the comments as well. Was the winner last week. And again, share this for an extra draw to win $200, which will be announced next week for all the people who are on the call this evening. And other than that, thank you so much for joining us. I know we've been on here a while, but we hope that you got some great information and that you're seriously considering joining us, because we have the systems and the team, and this train is moving. All you have to do is hop on board and do the work, and you will not recognize your life a year from now. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks.
Good night.
Good night.
Okay, we have to figure out how to close this call. Let me see. All right. We'll get it figured out. We're not that smart. We're getting there. And look, there's still some people here. We can talk for a bit longer, but I'll figure out how to turn this off in a second. That way.